Hello everyone, my name is Terry Baboyage and I'm the president of Perry Johnson Registrars, and I'm coming to you today from Troy, Michigan, which is our headquarters. And I'm here with...
My name is Scott Jones. I'm the Environmental Health and Safety Program Manager here at Perry Johnson Registrars. I manage our ISO 14001, OSAS 18001, our R2, which is one of our e-waste standards, along with e-stewards, ISO 50001, and our greenhouse gas programs.
Now, Scott, the e-waste industry, if you think about it, it's huge. Look at the amount of copiers that are out there, old fax machines, old CRT tubes. I mean, literally, the industry is almost in crisis with the amount and massive amounts of e-waste that's out there. So, what we did, our company basically got involved about 8 years ago in a pilot program with the US EPA. So the EPA saw this coming, and they devised a standard, and our company was a part of a pilot program that worked with a standard called R2, Responsible Recycling. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today because it serves for the format of what's happening now in the year 2016. So Scott, tell us a little bit about some of the statistics that are out there in terms of how many companies are certified to this new standard. Let's talk about the new standard.
Sure, Terry. Well, the new standard came out in 2013. It really wants to focus on the proper management of e-waste from its use down to the end of life of that equipment, making sure that not only the equipment is managed properly and that electronic material is managed properly, but also that the employees in the environment are protected from hazards associated with these electronic equipment.
Okay.
So currently there's about 700, probably in excess of 700 companies certified, from recyclers to refurbishers down to brokers. We started seeing this take off in the United States. Over the past 2 years, we've started to see this expand internationally, especially over the past year, in a tremendous way.
Sure.
We see a lot of companies here, especially in the U.S., who use downstream vendors who are based in countries like China and India and Africa, who they want to ensure that they're also doing the right thing.
Right.
So we're starting to see a lot of these downstream vendors becoming certified.
Okay, well, the third-party standard consists the internal mechanism within the standard. Let's talk a little bit about the standards themselves.
So this standard specifically focuses on, there's several core requirements. And one of the core requirements is obviously your environmental and health and safety.
Okay.
And again, that's making sure that not only the employees at the facility that's getting certified, but all employees throughout the recycling chain are being protected, as well as the environment.
Okay.
So part of this, is to ensure that companies are doing the proper due diligence, making sure that they're looking downstream, they're auditing those companies, making sure that they have the proper controls in place as well. From a quality management system perspective to an environmental and health and safety, it looks at the procedures and how a company processes it. Not only to make sure that they're doing it the right way, but to make sure that they're meeting the customer requirements.
Sure. So now let's think about why clients should actually get certified to this third-party standard. What's the reasoning behind
Well,
it?
there's a number of reasons, really. One of the main reasons, especially now that a lot of companies are requiring you to be R2 certified to do business with them, without that certification, you're going to lose out on a tremendous amount of business.
Sure.
So we're seeing a lot of companies require their downstream vendors to become R2 certified. So that is trickling down, throughout the world. So we're seeing a tremendous spike in companies who are getting certified now, solely because they're going to lose out on a large amount of business if they don't.
Certainly. It's almost becoming a mandate, isn't it? In the
Absolutely.
industry? How does China have an impact in all this? A very important country of China.
Absolutely. Well, China, is one of the main countries that receive the end of life of electronic equipment.
Certainly.
So we're now seeing that flow down to China. And a lot of the U.S. companies, a lot of the European companies are requiring, like I said, downstream vendors to get certified. So we're seeing that pick up tremendously in China, with a lot of these companies wanting to get certified, wanting to understand the requirements of the standard, wanting to do the right thing so they can gain that business and do things the right way.
Now, Scott, you're a lead auditor, so you actually are in the field and you see some of these clients. What are some of the challenges that you see that the clients have and difficulty in trying to get certified?
Sure. Well, obviously with the way the market is right now and the pricing of the commodities, it's a struggle to maintain the proper procedures and requirements and, sell the product for a good price. So But the more, a lot of companies look at these standards as more of a burden in the cost associated with it, but they fail to see the benefits of getting certified from having a better quality product.
Sure.
Having a more streamlined approach where they can save money in the long run. So these management systems are really designed to streamline your system, provide a better quality product for your customer, so that you can be a better business in the end.
Sure.
So I think that's one of the the driving goals of these standards.
And ultimately to get the certificate on the wall so they can expand and do business.
Absolutely. So some of the other issues that we see throughout the auditing process, obviously, is legal requirements.
Sure.
That's one of the main things, especially when it comes to importing and exporting requirements. Making sure that you are legally exporting equipment or receiving equipment from countries that are legally allowed to send them to you.
Sure.
There's a lot of legal requirements that are out there these days that a lot of people just aren't aware of. So it's a lack of knowledge in some cases to make sure that you understand the requirements that your facility faces.
Well, one of the things that we've prided ourselves in is trying to make the navigation of this whole system a lot easier on our clients. Try to make it simple. In fact, if anybody is interested in looking at this further, we'd like to be able to direct you to our website, and that's www.pgr.com. Scott has a tremendous team globally that he's put together of auditors that are common sense people that are able to look at all sides of the standard and evaluate every different situation as it stands individually. So with that, we want to thank you so much for your time. And don't hesitate to call us, call Scott Jones if there's any questions regarding further standard implementation and investigation. Thanks so much, everyone. Signing off from Troy, Michigan.